This endeavor turned out more disgusting than doing the chicken poo the other day.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are now in the month of July, and this month there's not going to be a whole lot of planting. I have just a few seeds left over of like some green beans, some zucchini, some things like that that are fairly quick growing, that I'm going to be planting in just little areas and like small spaces of the beds. So there's not going to be too much planting going on. I am hoping that there's going to be more harvesting this month, and so that way I can preserve some. That's what I'm crossing fingers. And I'm also going to be focusing quite a bit on fertilizing and trying to fix up soil in some other beds to kind of get them ready for, it's kind of crazy, for the fall garden. It's weird. It's just now summer, but you're already planning for fall. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, this gardening thing. These are the two plants I'm going to also plant in this bed. Probably going to do like the zucchini maybe around here in this corner, and then just kind of fill up that space with these bush beans. Boop. Boop, boop. Brrr. Boop-a-doop. Boop-a-doop. Da, 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 da. I'll send all these out here in a minute.
Oh, we needed this rain so bad. I would say probably for the most of June, we barely got any kind of real good heavy rainfall. So it's a little crazy out here, but woo, I know we need it. I decided to go ahead and harvest these onions. All of these onion tops have fallen over, and my understanding is once they fall over, they're not getting any bigger. So these are babies. I think this one might be one of my largest ones. I had a visit from my Uncle Paul, and I have mentioned in previous videos, he's kind of like my garden mentor. And I was asking him, you know, why am I having problems growing things? You know, I'm planting them, they're growing, but I'm not getting a lot of fruit. And it really is because of my soil quality. So we are about to go through all of our beds, and I purchased some earthworm castings. We're going to sprinkle that in the garden, going to kind of till it up a little bit. And I'm also going to plant in some of the other beds some more herbs and things like that in there just to kind of fill up space in those beds. And that's what I'm going to do today. One of the main reasons why I wanted to get those worm castings in, and I just planted those Gold Rush green beans and a couple packs of basil in those 2 beds where I just recently planted seeds, or they're in like tomato beds that are, going to be there forever. But the main reason why I wanted to get them planted today or fertilized today is because we've been in like a drought for the past several weeks. And this week we're supposed to expect rain every single day, more than 50% chance for it. So I wanted to make sure to get fertilizer in and all of the seeds in before all this rain comes. So that way it'll hopefully help them germinate better.
It is the hardest thing when you have to admit defeat. And here I am, my corn. I'm calling it quits. It turns out, I wasn't really aware how of a heavy feeder corn is. I guess I didn't really fertilize this thing like I should have. And, even though I got a couple little things happening, I mean, it is not very big. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the corn, get it composting, and I'm going to start getting this bed ready for planting fall crops.
So here's my corn bed. I have pulled all of the corn out of, and I'm going to till it up a little bit. And I've kind of made like a compost tea out of chicken manure. So I'm going to till this up, and I'm going to pour the nasty poop water all in the bed, maybe till it up a little bit more after I do that. And we're going to let this bed sit for a couple of months. And I'm hoping I'll be able to plant my cabbage and broccoli inside this bed in September. My daughter just came out of the house and said I'm insane. And I had to think about it for a second. I am out here in the hottest part of the day, and I am pouring nasty, stinky chicken poop water into this garden bed to help it hopefully fertilize better so I can get better crops from it. I guess gardening does make you a little insane, because this is madness.
So what do you do when you need to get some seeds planted and it is in the middle of the day in July, in like middle of summer, and you want to get seeds planted before the rain comes? See, right now the sun is out. You gotta wait for a cloud to come in, and when the cloud comes in, you run out there, you plant your seeds real quick, and then when the sun comes back out, you come back in under the shade. That's how it works. All right, there's a cloud. Quickly, what I have done here in this bed, this is one of those beds that has like peppers and tomatoes. It's still going to be hanging around for a while, so it's not one I'm going to be turning into a fall garden bed anytime soon. So what I did is right in here between like all the peppers and up through here, I planted cilantro. And then all through here and all the little gaps and spaces all throughout here, I planted basil. I am really hoping, I'm planting a lot of basil because I really want pesto. So I am hoping that I'm going to get a lot more basil seed this time around. So I'm trying something again. I'm going to try and start seeds. I'm going to do a few things differently this time that I'm hoping is going to make my seed starting a little bit more successful. First thing, I wet my potting mix, my seed starting potting mix. I wetted that first before, putting it in. That way it was already damp. I didn't do that last time. Second, I have the special marker that I'm going to put on a label so that way I know what I'm planting and what's growing in my little boxes. I am not starting the seeds indoors. I still have cats, so that problem has still not been resolved. But since it's warm outside, I'm going to try to see if it will start, just being outdoors. But I'm going to be kind of like, letting it spend a couple hours in the sun and then bringing it onto the porch where it's covered. I'm going to kind of do something like that and see if that works. Because again, I still don't have a controlled space yet where I can start seeds. So this is what I've got, and this is what we're going to try, and we'll see if it works. What I'm going to be starting for seeds, we have some Brussels sprouts, the Catskill variety. I've got broccoli, the Sun King hybrid, and I have cabbage, all seasons cabbage. So let's get planting. I've started, I don't know if it's maybe a new tradition, I guess, with my garden, but I am now starting to eat, the first fruits, of the garden, the very first thing that I get to pick. And today it's okra, and my very first one. I've never had raw okra before. I've only had fried okra. This is good. Nice, light. It's good.
So pretty. Oh, he doesn't like my cat. Tonight is a really nice night. It is probably about a little after 8. And this is the first night in a long time where it doesn't feel like muggy out at this time. It feels kind of like it's actually cooling down. It's very nice. It's peaceful. So I grabbed me a chair and I'm sitting in the middle of my garden, just looking around at everything. Just saw a deer. He was so handsome. Haven't seen a deer that close to our property. Hopefully he doesn't get any ideas about eating my garden because I don't have a fence up yet. But that will happen soon. Probably not this year. Maybe next. But it's just a nice night.
Oh wow, look at this. I've got a raspberry cane that has, here's my raspberry plant I planted. And look, I got a whole one. It's maybe like 1.5 feet away from that plant next to my strawberries. Wow. Well, that happened fast. I guess they spread much faster than I was expecting.
I'm going to be doing another stinky garden chore today. I'm going to be fertilizing my garden with some fish fertilizer. I have been told that this is something that is going to help my produce grow bigger and grow more fruit. And so we're going to give it a try. Opening it got on my finger. This is nasty. Whew. It says you just want a couple tablespoons per gallon. All right. Ugh. Oh, that's nasty. I was kind of surprised by what I just poured in my thing. Baby girl. I was expecting it to be like a liquid. I wasn't expecting it to be like actual soft poo. It's gross and it doesn't smell very nice. I was expecting it also to smell more fishy. I wouldn't call this a fish smell, but it's not pleasant. So let's hurry up and fill this up with water and get to spraying. I was hoping that that little like bug sprayer thing was going to work as far as doing it. I mean, it's spraying out, but it's spraying out very light. I honestly don't know if it's actually going to be enough. So I'm probably going to dump it out and just slowly pour around all of the roots of all of the different crops. I think that might be more efficient than what I'm doing now. This endeavor turned out more disgusting than doing the chicken poo the other day, only because I tried using, this little pump sprayer with it, and well, one, getting the fish poo on my hands, and then as I was pumping it, the foam came out over my hands. Me taking it off, it sprayed in my face. I smell delicious right now, just so you know. Showers are to be had. I might take 2.
So it is now the end of July, so we're going to close out this video with a quick garden tour before the rain comes. This is our jade bush bean bed. It's doing pretty good. I did have some pest issues with it, but they are starting to produce little green beans. I've gotten like 3 green beans off of them so far. My son got these for my birthday. Alright, we've got okra and green beans in both of these beds. I have been picking off okra maybe about 1 a day or so. And here are just a couple little tomato plants that are just chilling. This is sweet potato. These were free plants and we're just seeing if we could grow anything in here. Not a lot happening in this bed. I was having hopes for having this squash. One popped up, but now it has been decimated, so we're gonna pull this, and this bed is going to be one for a fall garden bed. And I have been getting a few more cucumbers out of here. Alright, this bed, my squash plants are growing pretty nice, getting big and lush. Hoping I'll actually get zucchini out of these plants. There is my discounted tomato plant, and there's my other one, hoping that they're gonna make it. And my asparagus beans have started, climbing up my trellis. And I'm gonna save the extra spots in here for fall garden planting. My pumpkin patch is uneventful. Some of it is changing colors. I have not got any little pumpkins out of it yet. We're just kind of waiting to see what it does. And in this bed I pulled out the zucchini that wasn't performing. I've got my asparagus beans going up that trellis. I got my basil here. And I think I have like 2 random cucumber plants planted there. I don't know, but we're gonna save this bed for fall planting. And here's my perennial bed, we've got the raspberries. They've been getting pretty big, and there's our thyme. Strawberries, blueberries, not really getting a lot, but I have been, snacking whenever I do find some. Here is our other bed. We've got the tomatoes. They're just chilling. They're not really getting any bigger, and these are supposed to be indeterminate tomatoes. I don't know. My basil is very nice and bushy, and my peppers have been getting bigger and looking nice. I planted some extra basil in between these rows here, so because I am bound and determined to get pesto this year. And this bed over here on this half, these were all the free plants that I got from the feed store. And these are more green beans that I had planted. And looky over here. I have a Swiss chard that started popping up. Oh, kitty. I know, baby. I know, my garden kitty. This bed here, these are the Roma bush beans. Starting to, you know, get little beans on there, but really just did not have good germination with those seeds. And I keep trying to plant green beans along this side and this trellis, and they do not want to grow for me. Some of the cucumber plants over there have started doing better, but majority of them are still kind of just stunted. So I'm probably just going to be pulling those and getting this bed ready for a fall garden as well. And this bed here, I've got all these green beans planted. The asparagus beans have they're kind of just like starting to die off here. I mean, they're nice, pretty and bushy down here, but they're just they're still producing a little bit. My grape tomatoes, they're still kind of the same size. They just don't seem to be getting much bigger either. And this end over here is also where I got all of the other free jalapeno peppers that I just recently planted. And here is my tomato bed. All these Roma tomatoes. None of them have really been like changing color or doing anything. I've been picking tomato hornworms off of them. But my basil that I planted is starting to come in nice and thick. And this... Can someone tell me what the kind of peppers these are? I thought it was banana peppers, but they're not growing the same way as my other banana peppers. I mean, are they still banana peppers? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But my basil, again, since I started harvesting the basil, they're getting bigger and bushier. So that is definitely something I need to remember for next year is don't be afraid to snip snip. And here's my other perennial bed. I've got some more herbs that I had planted like in May that are starting to pop up in the rows. My blackberry plant is nice and tall, and that one's doing better. My transplanted sage seems to be doing okay. And then that's Greek oregano that I got for free from the feed store. And then those are some chives that I had planted. But thank you everyone for watching this video. For the July, really not much happened here in the garden, but I did get some fertilizing done. I did help get some beds starting to get ready for fall planting. And, you know, just really didn't harvest. I was hoping to be able to harvest something, but really just not very much, just a couple things here and there, not anything to make a fuss over. So it is starting to rain. So we're going to catch y'all in the next video. I hope you have a blessed day.